Hello learner, welcome to my video lecture on Computer Networks Laboratory with the subject code 18CSL557. In this video, we will be discussing about experiment number 4, that is for writing a program to find the shortest path between vertices using Bell-Munford algorithm. In order to understand Bell-Munford algorithm, we need to have some of the knowledges on routing and the types of routing algorithms or protocols. Before discussing Bell-Munford algorithm, we will be discussing routing and its types. Routing. The routing can be defined as the process of selecting a path for traffic in a network or between or across multiple networks. Normally, if you consider a network, there will be a multiple path between a sending node to a receiving node. If you consider the given diagram, if you consider this one as the sender and this one as the receiver, there will be multiple nodes between this sender and receiver. Based upon the different parameters, I can choose different path from this sender to receiver. If you consider one path is the from sender to receiver is this, and another path may be this. Like that, we will be having multiple path from sender to receiver. Based upon the different algorithms, we can choose the best out of the available path from one node to another node in a network. The process of selecting a best path from the available paths is called as routing. Now we will discuss about routing protocol types. In networks, the routing happens through different protocols. These routing protocols can be classified into different types. Based upon the way of maintaining the information in the routing table, the routing protocols can be classified into three types. One is called as static routing, dynamic routing, and default routing. As the name itself indicates, in static routing, the routing information in the routing table will be manually inserted. That is why it is called as static routing. Whereas in the dynamic routing, the routing information will be changed dynamically whenever there is a changes in the network. And the last one is default routing. In default routing, there will be a default router to which all the packets will be routed or routed. These are the three different types of routing protocol types. Our area of interest is dynamic routing, where there are two different algorithms under this dynamic routing. One is called as distance vector algorithm and the second one is link state algorithm. In distance vector algorithm, every node will be sending its information to its neighboring node. For example, if you consider a network with some nodes, and these networks are connected with some link. Now, if I consider this node, that is node number 1, node number 2 and node number 3 are directly connected to node number 1. That is why node number 2 and node number 3 are called as neighbors of node number 1. And for node number 4, node number 5, 2 and 3 are directly connected. That is why these are neighbors of node number 4. In distance vector algorithm, as I told, the node number 1 will be exchanging the information to its neighbors. The routing information will be exchanged with its neighbors. Based upon the received information, these nodes will update its routing table information. In order to calculate the new routing information, the distance vector algorithm will be utilizing a Bellman-Ford algorithm. This is what we will be implementing in the experiment. The second one is linked state algorithm, which we will not be discussing in this video. In a linked state algorithm, a node will be exchanging its information to all other nodes in the network. That is the main difference between distance vector algorithm and linked state algorithm. The best example for linked state algorithm is Dijkstra's algorithm. So in this video, we will be discussing distance vector algorithm, which makes use of Bellman-Ford algorithm in order to update the routing information in particular node. Now we will discuss distance vector algorithm, and we will also see that how Bellman-Ford algorithm is utilized in distance vector algorithm. In distance vector algorithm, we will be estimating a least cost from x to y. The notation dx of y indicates the distance from a node x to node y, and a node x will maintaining a distance vector to the y nodes, where y is one of the node in the network. And a node x maintains some of the information. The first information, whatever it is storing, is the cost to its neighboring node. That means if v is the neighboring node, then it will be knowing the cost to reach its neighbor v. That is called as C of x comma v. That is cost from x to v. And it also maintains its neighbor's distance vector. That is, for each neighbor v, x maintains dv. That is distance from neighboring node to other node. So dv of y is nothing but distance from v to y, where v and y are belongs to nodes in the network. The key idea behind the distance vector algorithm is, from time to time, each node send its own distance vector estimate to its neighbors. That is why I told, in the distance vector algorithm, each neighbor or each node will be receiving information from its neighbor, or a particular node will be sending the information to its neighbor. For example, when x receives a new distance vector estimation from its neighbor, then it will update its own distance vector using Bellman-Ford equation. For example, if you consider a network where I will be having 5 nodes, the nodes are named as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they are connected with the links. Now for this node number 1, 2 and 3 are the neighboring node. Like that, for 5, 2 and 4 are the neighboring nodes, and for 4, node number 4, 2, 3 and 5 are the neighboring nodes. That means whenever a node is directly connected to the nodes, then all those nodes which are having a direct connection with a particular node are neighboring nodes. That means, for example, if you consider 1 and 5, there is no direct path between 1 and 5. That is why 1 is not a neighbor for 5. Now, for example, if I consider node number x, node number 1 is a x. When x receives a distance vector from its neighbors, for example, node number 2 and node number 3 send its updated dv to node number 1. Now, this node number 1 will be updating its distance vector by using received information. For example, whenever it receives the information, now node number 1 can calculate a new path from 1 to 5 or 1 to 4. Earlier, before receiving the information, this may be the shortest path to reach from node number 1 to 5. After receiving the information, maybe to reach from node number 1 to 5, I can have a new path that is from 1 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. So this minimum path will be found by using the Bellman-Ford equation, where Bellman-Ford equation is given by dx of y, that means distance from x to y, is nothing but minimum of cost from x comma v, that is cost from x to v, plus distance from v to y. For example, if I consider node number 1 is x and node number 5 is y, so x is source node and y is the destination node, I can find the cost or the distance from x to y by considering a intermediate node v. For example, here I have a intermediate node between 1 and 5, which is 3. Now I can find the path, that is cost from x to v plus cost from v to y. And here I can have multiple paths. That means for the first time I will be considering 3 as the intermediate node. For the second time I will consider 2 as the intermediate node. Again I will consider the path. Now in the available path I will be considering the minimum path. So that is what the Bellman-Ford equation is. So under minor and natural condition, the estimate, that is dx of y, converges to the actual least cost. Whenever there is no changes in the network, the routing information in the routing table of each node will be converges to least cost. This is what the distance vector algorithm is. And main important thing is the distance vector algorithm uses Bellman-Ford equation to update the distance. If you consider distance vector algorithm, it is iterative and asynchronous. As each local iteration caused by based upon two things, that is local link cost changes. Whenever local link cost changes, then again there will be a changes in the routing information, and whenever there is a update message from the neighboring node, again there will be updation in the routing information. That is why it is called as iterative. And no node is calculating the information based upon along with the other nodes. That is why it is asynchronous too. And it is also called as distributed. Why? Because each node notifies the neighboring node whenever it has a new information. So neighbor then notifies their neighbors if necessary. So like this, it is distance vector algorithm is a distributed algorithm. And here you can see how exactly the algorithm works. Each node will wait for some distance vector from each neighboring node. Whenever there is a updated information, now a particular node will recompute the routing information by making use of Bell-Manford algorithm. Once the route is recomputed, then the new distance vector will be notified to its neighbors. So this will be repeated for every time whenever there is a change in the routing information. Before starting the distance vector algorithm example, there will be some initialization in the table. We consider the distance from a node to itself is equal to 0, and the initial distance from one node to all other node will be infinity. Now we will discuss the distance vector algorithm and the Bell-Manford algorithm with an example. Consider we have a network with 3 nodes and which are connected with the links. The distance from x to y, that is cost from x to y, is 2, and cost from x to z is 7, and cost from y to z or z to y is 1. Initially, all the nodes will be initializing its table as we have discussed earlier. That is why, according to the initialization, every node will be creating its table with initial values. That is, distance from itself is 0, and the distance from that node to neighboring node is initialized. For example, if you consider node x table, the distance from x to x is 0, that is this, that will be 0. So distance from x to x is 0, and here y and z are the neighboring node because all the 2 nodes are directly connected to the with the link. The cost from x to y is 2 and cost from x to z is 7. So like that, node y also updates, that is initializes its table. If you consider the node x table, it doesn't have any information about the distance vector of y and z. That is why it will be initialized to infinity. This will be updated once it receives the information from its neighbor, that is y and z. Like that, node y table also will be initialized. In this case, it will not have any information about the x distance vector, that is why all will be infinity, and distance from y to x is 2, distance from its own from itself is 0, and distance from y to z is 1. And again, there is no information regarding distance vector of z. And the last node is z, node z. Again, it will initialize its own information, that is distance from z to x, that is cost from z to x is 7, z to y is 1, and distance to itself is 0. And rest everything will be infinity. Now this information, whatever node x, that is 0 to 0, 2 and 7, will be exchanged to its neighbors, that is to node y and z. And from node y, the information, that is distance vector 201, will be sent to its neighbor, that is node x and z. And node z will be exchanging information, that is its distance vector with the information 710 to its neighbor, that is node x and y. Now by keeping this information, all the nodes will update its information by using the Bell-Manford equation. Now we will see how exactly the node X will update its table. First, it will update the information whatever it receives. That is, it will receive the distance vector from y and z. That is why now here the distance vector is updated as exchanged by the neighbors, its neighbors. So this information it got from y and this information it got from z. Now by keeping this information, it will update its distance vector. So initially it had 0 to 7. Now it will check whether it has got any updated or least cost by considering the information received from y and z. Now by using the Bellman-Ford equation, it will try to update. Anyhow, the distance will be 0 from one node to itself, and now it will update the distance from x to y. Now there are two possibilities. I can reach from x to y in two ways. That is, one through the direct path, and there may be a least cost from x to y through z. Now this need to be updated. To update this, we use the Bellman-Ford equation. What is the Bellman-Ford equation? So Bellman-Ford equation is nothing but we need to identify the distance from x to y. That is why we consider the minimum of available path. One path is this, the cost from x to y plus the cost received from y, that is y itself. So cost from x to y and the distance from y to y, that is nothing but 0. And one more path we have, that is cost from x to z and distance from z to y. We have to consider the values. The cost from x to y is 2. The cost from x to y is 2 and distance from y to itself is 0, whatever we have received. So now 2 plus 0 will be the new cost, and the next one is cost from x to z, that is 7, and cost from z to y is received here, that will be 7 plus 1. Now out of these two, the minimum cost will be selected, that is 2. That will be updated in the table as given. In the same way, even the cost from x to z will be updated by using the Bellman-Ford algorithm. The distance from x to z will be calculated by Bellman-Ford algorithm or equation. That is, we will be considering the minimum of available path. The one path from x to z is through y, that is cost from x to y and distance from y to z. We know that cost from x to y is 2 and distance from y to z we have received, that is 1. We have got 2 plus 1, and one more path from x to z is a direct path, that is distance cost from x to z plus the distance from z to z, that is 7 plus 0. Now out of this, the minimum path will be selected, that is 3. So now a new distance is received to reach from x to z. That will be updated in the routing table as 3. Like this, even node y will be updating its table by using the distance vector algorithm, the Bellman-Ford equation. In this case, the information will be received, this information received from x and this information received from z, and these informations are updated by using Bellman-Ford equation. Anyhow, If at all there is a minimum cost, then only it will be updated. Otherwise, the same information will be kept as it is. And even the node Z also updates its information by taking the information from X and Y. In this case, we can see that initially the distance from Z to X was 7. Now it has got a new cost, that is distance, that is 3. Earlier the Z to X was this path. Now it has got a new path with the minimum cost than earlier, that is through Y. That is why it updates its information based upon the Bell-Mulford equation. And even it will update if at all it gets the least cost. Now node X and node Z has updated its information. Now this information will be sent to neighboring nodes. That is, node X will be sending its information to node Y and node Z, and node Z will be sending the information to node X and node Y. By keeping this, all the three nodes will be updating its information by using the Bell-Mulford equation. Once there is no changes in the table, now the algorithm will be converged to least cost. This is how the least cost distance will be calculated by using Bell-Mulford equation in distance vector algorithm. Now we will write a simple pseudocode for Bell-Mulford algorithm. That is, in turn we write a program for distance vector algorithm by using Bell-Mulford equation to find the shortest path in the given network. For this we use different variables. One variable we use, that is capital N, which reads total number of vertices or nodes in the network, and we use a 2D array which is called as cost matrix mat to read the cost matrix of the graph or a network. And next, one more 2D array we use, that is dist, to store the distance from I to j, that is from source to destination, and we keep an intermediate 2D array to store the previous node information, that is from. So once we go through the pseudocode, you will understand the usage of each variable. As the first step, we read number of vertices in the graph, which will be stored in the variable n, capital N. And the next step is to read cost matrix by using 2D array. We read 2D array by using two loops. First loop to read the rows and second loop to read the column. Row will be traced with the I and column will be traced with the j. And we read the cost matrix, cost mat I and j. And here we need to write 0 for the cost matrix, that is cost from one node to itself. That is, whenever source and destination node is same, then we write 0 into that element. And we also store, initially we store the same cost matrix into the distance. That is the initial distance vector for all the nodes. And by using the Bell-Mulford equation, we update this particular distance. This much is there for reading the inputs from the user. Once we have the cost matrix, by using the Bellman-Ford equation, we can update the distance vector. The next step is to apply Bellman-Ford equation for all possible nodes. So here we calculate a shortest path from one node to all other node. That means we consider every node as the source node and we consider all the other node as a destination, and we find the minimum path or least path. We consider different loop. One loop for considering the source node, second loop to considering the destination node. I will be considered as a source node and J will be considered as destination node. To obtain the intermediate node, we consider another loop, that is K. Every node will be considered as a intermediate node and we update the least cost. Now we apply the Bellman-Ford equation for updating the distance vector. We update the distance from I to j only if the present distance is greater than the cost matrix from I to k plus distance from k to j. That means if you consider a network where I will be having three nodes x, y and z. If I consider this as the source node and this as the destination node, now I will be considering the least cost from I to j by considering all the node as the intermediate node. So there will be a path from x to j through a intermediate node k. Now if at all the cost from x to y plus cost from, that is distance from k to z is lesser than the distance whatever we have stored earlier, that is x to z, then we update this cost, that is 2 plus 1 is lesser than 7, 2 plus 1 is 3 is lesser than 7. Now we have to update this information in the distance. That is why if the previous distance is greater than the distance, that is cost matrix from I to k plus distance from k to j, then we have to update the distance as cost matrix of I to k plus distance of k to j. Now we have a updated path from x to z through y. So z will be receiving the information from x from y. That is why we update the from node as k. Earlier it was receiving directly from x, now it is receiving through y. That is why we update the from node as k. This will be repeated for all the neighboring nodes. So here we consider all the node as the neighboring node and we try to update the distance. If at all it has got the minimum cost than the earlier distance. So this will be repeated for all the n nodes. This is how we apply the Bellman-Ford equation for all the possible nodes to update the minimum cost. Now we print the routing table at all nodes. If you consider our node or our network, we have to print two routing information table, that is routing table at node x, node y and node z. That is why we go from for loop, that is I from 1 to n, and we print the router node name, that is x or y or z or 1, 2, 3, and we print three information here, that is destination node name, and previous node information, that is from node, and the last one is distance. For example, for x, we print the destination node y and z, and we store the from node information, and we store the distance for same. These three things will be displayed. This destination node will be printed again using loop, that is j from 1 to n, and for each destination we print the previous node, which is stored inside the from array, 2D array, and the distance will be printing, which is stored inside the distance 2D array, that is dist 2D array. So this will be repeated for all the node. So even here we'll be keeping the information of x. Anyhow, the from node will be same and distance will be 0. For y, again x, y and z. Again for z, again x, y, z. In our pseudocode, we have taken the node numbers, that is 1 to n, not x, y, z. Just for information, whatever we have taken the network, I have considered here. In the pseudocode, we have taken the name of the node as numbers, that is 1 to n. This is how we print the shortest path by using the Bellman-Ford algorithm to implement distance vector routing algorithm. Thank you for watching the videos. We'll meet again in the next video. Have a nice day.